Hello everyone, it's Maddie, the stone-faced baddie, and we have got to talk about our girl Amberlynn Reid's latest happenings. It seems she's been having quite the rough ride with her health lately, which is extremely unfortunate. I wouldn't wish a health scare on anyone, except for those who have dared to cross me over the years, like the guy who splashed me with a puddle when I was out innocently walking my snakes, or the zookeeper who literally tried to cage me, or basically any of my exes, except for that one snake charmer. They really knew what they were doing. But the rest, get out of my sight. Actually, don't. Amberlynn, on the other hand, is not my enemy, just a YouTuber who mildly amuses me, and I wish her the best, truly.
Oh my god, I can't breathe. Okay, so I just got out of the doctor. I was supposed to have my doctor's appointment tomorrow, but it became like kind of an emergency moment. Thankfully, I was able to see my doctor today. I'm gonna have to explain everything. It's confusing, it's weird. I will say though, it feels so good outside. Like, it makes me want to go to a park.
Firstly, yes, you probably do have to explain what's going on here to your audience, but only because you decided to record this very moment and post it publicly. Secondly, beware of the wildlife if you do visit the park. It seems your pheromones bring out the worst in animals. We don't want another goose attack, do we? Or another never-healing scratch to add to the collection.
I've been crying since the last clip. I got in the car, started crying, and then got home, started crying. I have other personal things going on in my life right now besides this. And I know, like, people have been saying I seem so unhappy and stuff. There's a lot of things that I'm not sharing. And I don't know if I want to, and I know speculation, I can't even talk, speculation.
Amberlynn, the reason there is so much speculation is because you keep teasing the issues in your life. You can't drop breadcrumbs and expect your viewers not to follow the trail like the little curious Hansel and Gretels they are. It's perfectly fine to keep parts of your life private, but in order to do that, you have to stop alluding to your problems. If I sat here and said you will never guess what happened to me earlier, it was wild. I can't believe it. The betrayal, the deceit, I am furious. But it's private, so I won't be talking about it, and please don't ask me, thank you. By doing that, I have now created the perfect breeding ground for speculation to run rampant. If I hadn't mentioned anything at all, then unless I bumped into a very gifted mind reader, then there would be nothing for people to discuss. That's how you keep something private. You don't share it. You can keep it to yourself forever, like a secret you buried in Journal 142 that is now trapped beneath a tower of blank stationery. Or you can wait to share the problem once you're actually ready to address it there and then. It's quite simple.
Because my ankle is healing, it is almost healed. I'm so glad. I do notice that it's healed in a very peculiar words. It has healed in a very interesting way. I feel like it's a little bit more, my foot's a little bit more like this instead of like this. It's a little more like this. And actually that happens to a lot of people who heal from torn ligaments.
She goes on to discuss her ankle injury in depth and how she thought because her foot was temporarily indisposed and she had to up her agility to Cirque du Soleil level to ascend Pillow Mountain each night, that she had hurt muscles in her back and shoulder trying to compensate for the out-of-commission dangling foot, which easily could have been the case. But now that her foot was healing and the other symptoms remained, she was worried it was a heart issue, which luckily it wasn't. So far, we know her heart is fine and her foot is healing, but is now constantly primed and ready to putt a ball next time she heads to the mini golf course. Every cloud has a silver lining, as they say. Hello, pussy.
I started having the pain again. It started just a little bit in my shoulder, but nowhere near as bad as it was. And then, like, when I breathe in, my, like, where your lung is, bro, like, in your back, it is this sharp pain. And not only do I feel that, but it feels like my lung is, like, thumping once I reach, especially once I reach that, like right there, because I did, like, a deep breath, whatever. So, obviously, those things are not normal.
As someone who has personally suffered several cracked ribs before, let me assure you, it is not a fun time when you're trying to move or breathe, and doing so causes constant agony. You really do have to breathe very shallowly to try and reduce the pain. An injury or illness in your chest is no picnic. As we learn later, it seems that Amberlynn does in fact have an issue with her lung, even though initially she was told everything was normal.
I know a lot of people were mad that I went to the ER, which is so freaking odd to me, because if you have shortness of breath with shoulder pain, back pain, all of those things, that's not those are not, like, normal things, especially when you're my size, you know. As soon as I got to the ER, they did the EKG within 2 minutes of me being there. They said that when you come in with symptoms like that, they need to take it seriously and urgently because it's so scary. So I do not feel bad for going to the ER. I don't want to feel invalidated in that. Like, I was terrified.
Were people actually mad about that? It's not like she was going to eat churros at a carnival and have a jolly good time. Who would want to traipse to the ER and sit around for hours in that horrid fluorescent lighting unless they really needed to? I don't see any issues with her going to the emergency room if she was worried about an immediate threat to her health. Perhaps some people feel she goes there all the time, but remember, at her size, she's susceptible to more medical issues than your average Joe. Not that she would see it that way. Nobody knows your body like you do. If something feels wrong, then it's your duty to take action. She did the right thing here.
Part of my lung is collapsed. The bottom of it. And it's like, is that what's causing all this?
That is very scary. I am not a medical professional, but I am an expert in common sense, and trying to fully inflate a lung while there's a large amount of weight surrounding it would be very difficult. Imagine trying to inflate a whoopee cushion while some thick Insta-Baddies BBL is bearing down on it like a juicy anvil. I don't know if a recent fall is also a factor, but that's a question for her doctors, I suppose. Either way, lungs can only expand to the size available to them, and they are currently living in a teeny-weeny New York apartment, and they need to be living in a spacious Kentucky farmhouse.
Just please keep me in your thoughts. And if you pray. Just please good fucking energy. That's just what I need right now. So, I would greatly appreciate it. Truly.
I'm not religious, so I won't offer you a hollow prayer, but I do wish you good health, and I won't turn you into stone this time as a gesture of goodwill. Remember, you are in complete control of what you do and don't share online, and while you can't control the rumor mill completely, you certainly can stop adding fuel to the fire. While that makes perfect sense, I get a feeling the only sense you care about is AdSense, so I don't expect to see a change in what you share anytime soon. Yes, making content is your job because you chose it. You can share your deepest, darkest secrets, or just show your groceries. The choice is always yours to make. As for you guys, yes you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment telling me what you think about today's topic, or what or who I should cover next. I'll see you soon to discuss some more snake behavior.